Hello again from Sheffield. More Senior Snooker World Championship action is on the way. This is the backstage area at the Crucible Theatre, and there's no surprise there are images of last year's winner, Igor Figueiredo, on the wall. But the Brazilian's already been an early high-profile casualty, and he's not the only big name to have made an early exit from the tournament.
We are back on the famous Crucible stage in a bid for global glory. So here we go.
Oh, well, that's a lovely shot.
Come on, Joe.
Wonderful match. Joe Perry runs out a 4-2 winner.
It should be an absolute belter, this one.
Dominic Dale, you finished it off in style. 4-2 win.
Bristol or Jersey for a place in the last 8.
He did play well on Caravan. He's through to the quarter-final.
The reigning champion.
Well, how about that? Igor Figueiredo, the defending champion, is out, and it's Wayne Townsend causing a major shock here.
We start with the battle of the left-handed Londoners.
A shock. He's through to the quarter-final, Alfie Burden.
What a debut, and what a moment for the assassin, Charles Yonk.
Oh, good shot. Well, he's just getting stronger, isn't he?
A fantastic performance that was from the unknown quantity that was Charles Yonk.
Tonight's 2 matches will finalise the lineup for the quarter-finals. So here in Sheffield's Theatreland, with the Crucible and the Lyceum next door to each other, we do have a snooker version of the Tony Awards. Tonight's matches will feature both Tony Drago and Tony Knowles. Act 1, Scene 1, Match 1, Frame 1 on the way. We have 2 men of many parts to watch tonight's snooker, and Lee Richardson and Dennis Taylor. And Lee is a man of many great shirts as well, we have to say.
Cheers.
OK, let's take a look at the draw and check on the state of play as the tournament makes progress. Reigning seniors world champion Igor Figueiredo of Brazil fell to Wayne Townsend, who was making his debut at the Crucible. Wayne will now play the 2018 seniors world champion Aaron Canavan, who beat Andrew Norman last night. 2 players only recently retired from the main snooker tour after decades of hard graft will meet in tomorrow's quarter-finals. Dominic Dale versus Joe Perry. Earlier today, the most successful player in the history of senior snooker, Jimmy White, lost out to Alfie Burden. Jimmy, 4-time seniors world champion. And in the last 8, Alfie will play Tony Drago or Gerard Green. That's the first of tonight's matches, followed by Hassan Kurdi versus Tony Knowles. And the winner of that match will play Charles Yonk in the last 8. Charles beat last year's runner-up Ken Doherty earlier today. Great Crucible debut for Charles. Dennis, what is happening? The champion's out, the most successful player in senior snooker and last year's runner-up. What's going on?
It just shows you the standard of the seniors, how it's improved, and for these players to come from overseas and perform the way they did is quite extraordinary. And Ken looked in shock when he went out of the arena this afternoon. But Charles just played so well, 2-0 behind, and then he come back, a couple of 60 breaks. He deserved his win, and the beeps kept going off, and he got used to playing through the beeps. But wonderful match, and Alfie Burden played out of his skin against Jimmy. Jimmy didn't seem to be playing that well today. When you think of all the practice that Jimmy would do, but when you get out on this, no matter how much experience you have, it's tough when you get out into the match arena.
Lee, is this just the run of the balls, or is the standard closing up?
Yeah, it's definitely the standard's getting closer. But, is it anything to do with Mark Williams' tweet last night that said he's going to be here next year? Are they all thinking this is the year we need to win it before it gets proper difficult?
Oh, is he coming back to defend it? He didn't like me saying it, when he was getting through to the final. I said, this is a man that won the World Seniors 10 years ago. He did. He won the World Seniors 10 years ago.
Well, if he's back, it'll be great for the seniors. OK. The champion going out, what did you both notice about the champion going out? Well played, Wayne Townsend, but what struck you most?
I think he was very nervous, because he's always smiling as Igor, but he looked very tense. And Wayne, who is normally quite nervous as well, Lee knows him very well, but he was so pleased there, and he had his family with him, and, well, look what it meant to him. That is just wonderful pictures there of Wayne getting through. And you'll see his wife there and his daughter. He owes his wife an oven now. He said he'd buy her an oven if he got through this round. If he wins it, he'll have to buy a new kitchen. Also, I think Igor, he had a little bit of stress with his cue. It came flow, it didn't land here, and he had to wait a few days for it. And it's a stressful thing when you lose your cue.
But Wayne did play great.
Okay, how about Jimmy White going out? Alfie Burden, the shot clock was running, you know. This was a black in, I think, in the 4th frame.
Oh, I don't think he didn't know what to do with this, and then he forgot about the clock shot, and then he just got down. It just shows you if you just get down and hit the ball, and look what that meant to Alfie. That was a big turning point because Jimmy looked like he was going to level it 2-all, and I think Jimmy, if he had it done, might have went on to beat Alfie, but Alfie was brilliant.
I've seen Alfie play a lot over the last couple of months, and he's cueing brilliantly. So it was no upset for me, but I mean, I expected, you know, Jimmy to really
And let's talk about Jarl Jonk, because on your Crucible debut, of course, there's got to be nerves, and he started slowly, but boy, what a performance he put in against Ken Doherty.
Well, like Dennis said, you know, 2-0 down, a couple of 50s, I think it was a couple of 60s after that. You know, the balls were scrappy in most of the frames. You know, they all went up the table, and it's difficult to make breaks, but he found a way.
And look what it meant to him, Ray. Coming all the way from Port Elizabeth in South Africa. I've been out there. It's a wonderful city, a windy city is Port Elizabeth, but he's here with his wife, and it means so much to him, and he deserved his win, but Ken looked in total shock after that.
Well played. Okay, tonight's order of play, Tony Drago against Gerard Green, and then Tony Knowles against Hassan Kurdi. Tony, always so passionate about snooker, about to come and play again at the Crucible, and he's been talking to Rob Walker.
Tony, fantastic to have you back here at the Crucible. How has practice been?
I don't play much now, Rob, but every time I come here, I put 3 solid weeks, like 2 hours a day, and, you know, I feel okay. I'm cueing well.
And the proof of that is the fact that you've been in the semi-finals the last 2 years. You've come close to getting into the big one.
I need to get closer.
And you'll get a great reception tonight. Everybody remembers what a classy, fast-flowing player you are. There was no one quicker than you in your prime.
I don't think there is now.
Even Ronnie can't come close.
No way. Bye.
And you and Gerard have had a few professional meetings. You'll have to be...
Not really. We probably practiced thousands of frames against each other, but I don't think played probably 2 times, 3 times, not more, for sure.
It'll be a match played in a great spirit, I'm sure.
That's for sure.
Can't wait to see you out there. Best of luck, Tony.
Thank you, Rob. Cheers.
And behind the smile, there's the determination. He hates it when he doesn't play well here.
Oh, he's some player. He actually finished a frame of snooker in 3 minutes, so we won't need the shot clock with Tony around. And Gerard doesn't hang around either, a wonderful left-handed player who played for Northern Ireland. His parents are from Belfast. He was born in London. It's just going to be a very good match this evening, I think.
And Tony's opponent is Gerard Green. A big night for him too. Here he is with final practice, ready to come and do his level best to move into the quarterfinals of this year's Seniors World Championship. Full introductions are on the way.